So after being successful with like different affiliate programs,
Yeah.
when did you shift into like creating your digital product or anything like that?
Yeah. So the ClickFunnels thing happened in I think it was August 2018. Then I quit my job in September 2018. And because I got kind of sick with the blood pressure thing, I took a couple of months off and was like, where do I want to go from here? You know, a lot of the people around me in the space were also kind of ClickFunnels obsessed. And one thing I was conscious of was not becoming like the ClickFunnels guy. Like I didn't want to get pigeonholed. And so while I had the opportunity to keep doing what I was doing, I wanted to take on a new challenge and I wanted to make sure that the brand or my name wasn't just becoming associated with ClickFunnels. I wanted to be able to do different things. And so that's when I started exploring other affiliate products, stumbled into the high ticket stuff with Legendary. That became the focus for the next 6 or 7 months. Again, one target, platinum, head down until you get it. Obviously, I had a lot more skills behind me at that point. I had a lot more resources to reinvest because we had the recurring income from ClickFunnels. And so naturally, the goals will speed up as you get more experience, as you get more resources behind you, you get more capital. And so that was from like September until I think May the next year that took me. That was around the same time as the Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi thing that Brian mentioned off the top. That was like a little, 1 month launch. And then after that, it was really interesting because financially things were amazing. Like that launch, I did 100 grand in a day,
Wow.
and like I had money, I was fine, right? And then I got back from the US from speaking at the Legendary event, and I love being around people. I love hanging out and chatting. I can talk underwater. It's where I draw energy from. I used to work obviously in a really like high energy environment, um, and I'd completely isolated myself, and I was just sitting in an office all day, like not talking to anybody, working from home, in the suburbs, having come from the busiest city in the world, working in this, and it just hit me like a ton of bricks when I got back, and I kind of dipped into a pretty bad mental state for like 3 months. I just like sat on the couch, watched Big Bang Theory over and over and over again, and I just couldn't figure out what was wrong. Um, and then I went to Santorini. I remember this. I went to Santorini in Q3 2019 at this point for a friend's wedding. I remember sitting waiting to get on the plane to come home, and sometimes it's the simplest things, but I was like, fuck, I just need more people around me. And it was like the dumbest thing. But I was like, I've just completely isolated myself. I couldn't, but when you're so close to it, sometimes you can't see the most obvious stuff. And so I texted a couple of guys that I'd connected with in the space. And I was like, dudes, I've got this idea. I don't want to do it on my own. I want to bring you along with me. They had kind of their own individual expertise as well that I knew would be complementary to the project. And we put our head down, and that was what ultimately became my first kind of proper product, which was SAA, which is still running today. We launched a beta of that in Q4 2019. We put like 40 people into it at $1,000 a head with just like a checkout page and some posts. And then they became the initial intake that we kind of nurtured. And then the program took off from there in 2020 when we ultimately took it kind of live. And then that was really the start of me creating my own stuff from there.